Our destination?
Color analysis.
Let's go for a ride.
Welcome to Girls Trip.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. It's been a little bit of a Monday for us already, if we're being honest.
If we're being real.
Right?
I feel you. Whatever you're going through, I feel you.
Safe space. Safe space. But I'm actually really excited about today's episode.
It's going to be a fun Monday.
Because we've been spending a lot of time organizing, decluttering, all that kind of stuff. And we are bringing those themes into our clothes and closets for the next couple of weeks. So we decided to start with something that I've wanted to do for a really long time, which is color analysis. And I know that we were talking about there's a lot of apps out there. I've never tried any of them. But I was like,
maybe we can link one in the description.
If we know of one good. Because I was like, I don't want to take one where it's just like nonsense.
Yeah, you know, there's some good ones out there.
Or you like take a quiz and it's like, now if you want to see your results, just pay $19.99.
No, there's some there's some good free ones out there. Yeah, we'll link them for people.
Okay. But we were lucky enough to have an insider expert who I think we've mentioned a couple of times. Mostly in good things.
Mostly positive faith.
I think.
Always positive faith.
No.
My older sister.
Yes.
My older sister. Older sister.
Hi, Girls Trip. It's so nice to be with you today. My name is Faith Rim, and I'm a digital stylist and an image consultant. And basically what I do is I help my clients look and feel their absolute best every single day. So I have a really fun job. I've been in the fashion industry for about a dozen years, and I really, really love what I do. And I love talking about style. I love talking about fashion, and I love talking about color. So let's go.
So Faith gave us a virtual color analysis, which was really fun.
Really fun.
I'm still absorbing it all. But my daughter Avery was, I was doing her hair while I was listening to it. And she's like, is that Aunt Joy? And I was like, no, that's Aunt Joy's sister. And she's met your sister many times. But I think she's still trying to like piece it all together. And she was like, you know her? I was like, yes, so do you.
Yeah, you know her too.
She much more recognizes your sister's kids than the adults.
Sorry, coming back.
Yeah. So anyway, that was just really funny. So yeah, we got them all back and they were really fun to listen to. And I feel like we should start where Faith started with us, which is your veins.
Your veins.
Okay, so something that you can quickly do just to get yourself on this color road, on the journey of color, is to simply pull up your sleeve, look at the veins on your wrist, on the back of your arm, and if you see that they're coming up, you see like blues and purples, you see those colors in your veins, you're more than likely cool or have cool undertones. If you're looking at your veins and you see sort of a green, it's skewing more green, that means that you have more warm undertones. And if you're looking and you're like, I don't know what color I see, it's kind of like green, but I think it's blue, then it's probably neutral, which means that you're kind of right in the middle. You can go either way. And if you looked at it and you don't see any veins, that's a problem. So we need to discuss that.
This is a really fun trick, which I'd actually never heard this before. But you said that you have heard this.
I have heard what your veins trick. What's your veins color trick? Because I've had a lot of difficulty finding the right makeup shade growing up.
I still don't think I've
I always thought it was like a brand issue or my color just doesn't exist, and it's really the WCN. Like really, when you know your vein color, what your undertones are, that will help you get the right shade of makeup.
Yeah.
So I have.
So if you want to play along at home, roll your sleeves up, look at your veins.
Look at your veins.
And this is, Faith was very careful to say, like, this is not the end all be all, but it's a pretty good indication to get you started. That if your veins are leaning green, that means you have warmer undertones. That's me. If your veins are leaning more blue, you have cooler undertones. Rebecca.
Over here in the cool
if
zone.
You're confused because you see
you
both
don't know
colors.
Who you are.
You're neutral. And you can kind of go either way.
Confused all the time. Yeah, no, definitely me.
Which was really cool. I will say, make sure you do it in really good lighting. Because when I first did, I was looking in the car and I was like, my veins are blue in here. and that was not matching up to what she was saying. And then later on, I looked in better lighting. I was like, oh, no, these are definitely green. These are definitely green. So look in the correct lighting. But I just thought that was like a neat, fun,
It's a very easy, cool trick to have.
little trick to get you started if you have no idea. Because I really didn't know where I would land on that.
Yeah.
So I feel like let's give like a little overview maybe of what we were given.
Okay.
Rebecca, you want to kick us off?
Sure. So mine was shocking, to say the least.
Not to us. Not to us. Just to her.
To myself.
We were cheering Faith on the whole way.
They were, yeah. I could hear them in the background being like, say more.
Yes.
Yes.
Like,
Keep
go,
going.
Faith,
Keep going. So I always thought that I was more of the cool undertones. Everyone's always like, all right, you have such dark hair and you have like such pale skin. It's a really nice contrast.
And you've always gravitated towards silver jewelry.
100%,
Always.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and then occasionally, like in the summer, if you like, because I tan pretty easily, then maybe I venture, but I'm really a solid silver, cool person, cool personality overall. So she's talking, and she starts off going about that. And I'm like, all right, yeah, I agree with all this. Then she's like, so what I think you like colors you'd be drawn to would be like a bright Kelly green and then a bright pink. And I'm like, Faith. Faith. You need to hold on. What? And then she said like a blue, like a bright cobalt blue. That's what it was. Yeah. And I'm like, did she say like what kind of red? It was like a
cherry
red.
red.
I have never, ever been like cherry red. That's what I'm wearing. Like, no. So I was shocked and almost just like, I think that she really doesn't mean those. And I really think that she's making a mistake because as she was discussing some other colors for some other individuals here, I was like, no, those are the colors that I'm actually drawn towards, like the dark, like emerald green and even like the navy, which she does
wine
go to.
Wine or like
colors,
those
yes.
colors.
So I'm like, yeah, that's really where I fall here. So I was shocked.
I was excited
and dumbfounded.
I think the first three colors she said were like cobalt blue, cherry red, and like maybe sunflower or something.
Sunflower,
And
yeah.
I was like, Snow White. She is our Disney princess. Like with that hair,
Yeah.
Rebecca, and those colors.
Yeah.
I think this is just a clash of your hobbies and personality.
Yes,
and I think that's the
100%.
problem here because you're
yeah.
so low maintenance and you love to go camping and you love to be, as Lauren calls you, a child of the wilderness. So that I don't think meshes with this cherry red, sunflower
Exactly.
yellow, Kelly green, Kate Spade green.
Yeah.
Like
And I feel like because of what your day to day is, which is a lot of athleisure.
Yep.
Totally.
I mean,
That's
yes,
not those-
that's not those colors. No,
But
they've
they
gotten
could be.
there.
They could be,
They've
sure.
definitely gotten there. But
Yeah.
I feel like you are such a grab and go because you're not necessarily a morning person. You like neither am I. So your life just works where you're like you can grab any bottom and top
And
they're
it
gonna
works.
match
Yeah.
because they're all like the
Yeah.
same types of colors.
Yeah.
Where if you're dealing with bright like cherry red or like you really have to
be specific.
think about
Yes.
how those are working together,
Yes.
which is like not
Totally
the
makes
mode
sense.
that you're typically
Yeah.
in.
And I would say that I don't like shy away from colors for certain events. Like if I'm going to a wedding, like I
think
like
that's
the
when
bright
you.
colors.
I think that's when you splurge.
This is
Yeah,
when I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, I have the opportunity to go above and beyond, like with everything. And I like all of my costumes, even growing up for dance, were bright colors. I mean, I wore black on stage, but that was the chance where the choreographers were like, we're gonna put you in the sequence pink with the ruffles, and I was just like, yeah, we're doing it. Like this is par for the course. Like let's just go.
But
And
maybe
so-
that is kind of where you're coming from because anytime you've worn those really bright colors,
Yeah.
it's been very performative. It's
Totally.
like that's like the stage Rebecca.
That is,
Yes,
it's
yes.
I am two-faced. Like
in the best sense.
like that's what I feel like.
but it
You
might
do-
feel hard to dress like that in everyday life because you're like,
Yes.
this is so over the top and elaborate.
What I
Yes.
love that Faith went into this because those colors still work for you
Yeah.
really, really well.
Yeah.
So I would just imagine like Rebecca's personality just like showing up
I feel
in
like, that
like
would
these
be
bright colors. That'd be
explosion of,
amazing.
Like, that would make people throw up though. They'd be like,
Well,
oh my
no,
god,
that
is too
that
much.
is really true because I feel like you don't really dress in a reflection of your personality.
I don't.
Yeah,
My-
don't- that's That's so true. Now I'm mad. That's so true.
She makes up for it by being like confetti popper.
Yeah, you are an explosion of light. Why are you
I
not
feel
dressing
like
that way?
because maybe that's not how I express it. Like,
Don't hide it under a bushel, Rebecca.
Let that light shine.
You can do some hand motions.
Oh no.
90s Christian's coming back hard here.
Hide under a bushel. No.
As Nate Bargatze says, I was a 90s Christian kid. I'm pretty sure Jesus had more fun than I did.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So
Anyway.
What are we talking about?
my personality.
Your personality.
Right. So that's really true. I wonder if anyone else, and I'm not saying you guys don't have great personalities, but I'm curious if that's like, if a lot of people do that. Like they either, if they're maybe not as extroverted that way, if they show it off in their clothes versus if you're a little bit more, I wouldn't say I'm introverted really at times, but because I'm so extroverted, I want to tone it down in a way so I don't come across as like
Too much.
I try to make up for my personality in my clothing choices. Like if I'm wearing
remember, you're warm.
warm
Your
and
personality, you're warm and
florals.
fun.
You're warm.
then people won't be as intimidated by me.
Look at my flowers.
Listen, this is a whole psychological.
Yeah.
Psychological.
We didn't know this was going here.
I love it.
But that is true. I wonder if that's a hard
Yeah.
thing to process.
Okay,
for some
where's the
people.
analysis for that?
That's another episode.
That's a whole nother layer.
We need
there.
a therapist.
Because
Yeah.
Faith also does, which we didn't use her for this episode. Faith also does color in different situations and why they're
Okay.
good. Like blue is very calming.
Okay.
So you would want to wear blue in situations where you may need to emote that type of feeling towards
Yeah.
others. So there is color psychology.
Yeah.
So which is really cool, which obviously I'm
So
super
fascinating.
Yeah.
into, but that could be for another
Yeah.
another
I
episode.
mean, she did say neutrals. She did bring that up.
She did.
And
I was like,
basically
shut up,
what
Faith.
I'm wearing
Just stop.
is a clean, crisp, as
Yeah.
she did say, kind of neutral ensemble.
ambiance.
An ensemble that's creating an ambiance. You just created a whole new word. Ensembiance. I'm going to use that.
Wait, that sounds good though.
It does sound
That
good.
is exactly what I want to say. An ensemble creating a
God,
beautiful.
we all need a little more sips of this.
It's so Monday right now.
So like the blacks, the crisp white, and the navy. I'm like, that's really where I go to, that neutral. But yeah, I think I'm excited to try to venture when we go maybe out and about.
Yeah. Yay.
Ooh, I think I'm done. I need some tissues. I need a.
What a great therapy session.
Yeah, that was great.
That was.
Loved
All
it.
right, I feel like I'm going to go next because we are the opposites and you
Okay,
are,
then
then
you
you'll bring
know,
us together.
I'll round
in
us out.
between us. Okay, so I was warm. I have the more green veins. And the first place she started was my hair color. And
What did she say? Oh, she's like, she's called it Auburn. She called it Auburn hair, which I immediately thought of Anne of Green Gables.
Yes.
But there was something she was like, it's your striking.
she was like, it's a bold statement.
bold, right?
And I don't really think of my hair that way. I think when it's your own, you're so like accustomed to it that I never really thought of my hair basically as this like permanent accessory that,
essentially.
but I never thought of it in terms of like what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
But for sure, there have been times where like I see a picture of myself and I'm like, oh, I'm like, oh my God, I forgot my hair was that red. So when I'm getting ready and like doing makeup and getting dressed, it kind of just fades into the background and I'm not thinking, oh, my hair is a bold statement that maybe, I don't know, might conflict with what I'm wearing or is already adding color to, you know, what I look like every day. So that was sort of a new perspective that I hadn't really considered. I'm like, should I just wear all beige? I don't know.
Just let
you would think that, you know, because you want to balance it out, but she didn't go that direction.
No,
at
she
all.
didn't. She just kind of said like, but it was like an interesting thing that was someone doing a color analysis that's like the
first thing
where
they talk
they're starting, and she, not just for me, but she started with her hair for
I think
for
for all
all
of
of
us,
us. So that was interesting because I would not have even really gone there too much. I thought it would just be skin tone. So that was eye-opening to consider. And yeah, I was definitely jewel tones for warmer, which I do like jewel tones. I actually prefer them, like the emerald greens and, you know, those like, I think the same kind of colors, the wine colors, sunflower, you know, all those different colors. But when I went and looked in my closet, there's not a lot of them. I think just because it's harder to, I don't know, I haven't found them.
My theory is that sometimes they feel seasonal.
Yes.
Because jewel tones to me feel more
Fall.
winter,
Yes,
fall,
winter.
yes.
Yes.
But you can still use them in they come out more in the stores in those seasons as well. So I just think we think of them for Christmas.
Yeah.
But we should incorporate them. You should incorporate them more, I think.
Which I would like to. I tried to find. But interestingly, I think that people have always thought that my colors were your colors, because people will say like, oh, you're redhead, Kelly green, or you know, the bright cherry red, or like whatever that is, or the bright yellows and stuff like that. So I think that I do look good in those colors, but I need to go a shade like deeper.
That will
than
really
the brights.
elevate the look and make it really like look complimentary of like your colors.
Yeah, because I have every color in my closet.
She has the whole spectrum.
And I do have those like Kelly greens and cherry reds and that kind of stuff. And I've never felt like totally comfortable when I'm wearing them.
Okay.
I'm always like, well, I'm wearing this because this is what people say that looks good on me. But I feel like a little like, whoa.
Because it's your statement with your hair plus
Both
the
of them are
statement
like,
color. It's like, bang,
Yeah.
boom, ba-boom.
Yeah.
Which is, she looks great, but it's a lot to take in.
Yeah, very, very much in there. It's
a lot of color.
It's a lot of color. So, yeah, I don't think that I disagreed with anything. It all sounded like, yeah, that sounds right. But I also realized that I've never shopped purposefully like that.
Yeah.
I've never shopped looking for certain colors or saying like, this is, you know, what's going to look best on me. So that's what I'm looking for. I've always just gone and been like, what catches my eye?
Yeah.
And that is why I think I land on so many patterns. And maybe brighter colors, because that's what catches my eye the most. Whereas neutrals, I like neutrals, but I feel like I'm always lacking in them when I need them, because when I go shopping that way, they don't catch my eye.
Yeah.
They just like, okay, next,
You're like,
next,
nope.
next. I'm going through them. So I feel like when I am shopping, it's more fun for me to shop for like the statement pieces of what
big,
like
loud,
jumps out at me.
Totally.
Where sometimes I'm like, I don't want to spend money on, you know, whatever, a black t-shirt, you know, because that doesn't feel like I'm going home with like, ooh, I want to wear this tomorrow.
But it is so good when you can pull it out of your,
For
when you
sure,
need it.
the foundational pieces.
I'm
there.
gonna put the glasses on again.
Yes,
Psychological
please.
glasses.
Oh, we're all being psychological today.
So seeing that you don't maybe feel as comfortable in those bright colors, but you wear them, I wonder if you made that little shift and had like those deeper, if you would come across now as a warmer human being to the world or society.
Maybe.
Because maybe that color, like you're saying, you have like the blues maybe are more calming, or the deeper ones give a different vibe to them. So I wonder if that would change, because it's not all of this color.
Yeah.
Not that it's like, oh my God, there's someone walking towards me that's like the rainbow, but like it does give off this appeal of confidence.
Lauren
and
commands commander.
Yeah.
Lauren commands a space.
Yeah.
And people who aren't that confident don't wear lots of patterns and lots of colors. They want to like sink into the background. So they're not going to put themselves in a position where all your eye, like just how your eye is drawn to it on the on the rack, their eye is drawn to you when you're wearing it when you walk into your room. So obviously Lauren is exuding confidence. So I don't know if it's needing to be warm. Maybe that's not it, but it's maybe more maybe like a more of a relatable feeling when it's single,
Relatable
when it's
color
more
almost, right?
when it's solids, or just
Okay.
something a little simpler
Okay.
than that.
that's interesting.
That's interesting. And
We have to do a poll on this,
This isn't
guys.
specifically about Lauren. It's just people in general.
Yeah.
Like when
Yeah,
you
yeah,
walk
yeah.
into a room, what are you giving off based on what
Your
what-
colors.
Yeah,
Your
what
I
you're
mean,
wearing.
if I get into my real color wheel, I might just become even more confident. That would be
She's
problematic.
like, dang, I look
You
good.
know what? That's true. She'll now be like, I feel amazing. I look amazing. Everyone
am
better
amazing.
watch out.
Yeah, so very interestingly, the opposite of you, I do feel like I use my clothes to be expressive
Yeah.
of how I feel and everything. And so I think, and how I want to feel. Like last Sunday, I think at church, it was like nasty out and gray and rainy. And I think a lot of people were like, oh, this is a day I'm wearing jeans or a sweatshirt or cozy. And I was like, floral dress, here we go. Just because I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I almost have to combat those feelings by doing that.
You're connected with your clothes.
Yeah.
You really are.
They
a part of
change
you.
a lot of my mood. Like if I feel good about what I'm wearing, game changer for my day. If I'm like, I hate what I'm wearing and how I look, everyone watch out. It's not going to be good. So yeah, I do feel very connected to my clothes in that way, which we'll get more into tomorrow. So I don't want to go too deep into that conversation, but yeah, I think those were my biggest takeaways. And I too am ready to have, like, I want to go and try it, like put it into practice and have that front of mind. But I also feel like I kind of have to prepare myself, because I feel like without any restrictions or filters, it's been so hard to shop. I'm like, I don't find anything that I even want to look twice at. So that is just like, now I'm like really narrowing, what I'm looking at.
Find anything?
How am I going to find anything? But I feel like if I go into it the right mindset, then it'll be a better experience.
Yeah.
All right, now for
Bring us
who we're all
home.
jealous of, because she can wear
Yes.
anything.
For all the neutral ladies out there, Faith's funny because I do think that we are very similar in our coloring. So, which is hysterical because Faith sent us like all these videos and she's doing our color analysis, and as I'm looking at her, I'm like, that shirt. I love that shirt. I love those buttons. Like, because she was wearing this like very like almost, okay, so the way I describe it is a very nautical look.
Yeah.
It's the navies and whites stripes with those like sailor like look with like the gold buttons.
Yeah.
I love those colors. I love that. I think I was just born to be in
I
Cape
think you are a
Cod.
sailor.
I was born to be in Cape Cod. That's where my spirit lies.
That's what we tease Joy about. Like, could you own another blue and white striped
sweater?
Could you?
It's what I so am drawn to, because I know that looks good. I mean, that they're tried and true patterns and colors, the stripes and the navy and the white. That's what I love. Even though I'm wearing none of it right now. Later in the week, I will be wearing something, I promise you. I'll find something in my closet. But yeah, it's just what I'm drawn to. And when she was going through the colors that look good versus the colors that don't, I was like spot on, which I'm fortunate because whatever doesn't look good on her won't look on me.
Let's watch her. Okay.
So like those mauve-y colors, the ones that are like very muted colors, they look bad.
I don't know who
really
that
look
all
good
of us,
on.
Did we say all of us were like you're talking about like pastels? Is that what we're
No,
going?
hers was mauve, which is like muted, like pink purple,
salmon-y,
yeah.
they go
Okay,
muted.
yes,
It's rough. It's really, really, it makes us look so what's the word, like
drawn and-
yes, like sick almost. Like our skin actually looks sick compared to it. One time I had to wear it for a special event and I would never went tanning, like spray tan in my life. I was like, I'm getting a spray tan. Like we have to do something to help the situation. And yeah, that I'm so aware of what colors don't look good on me and which ones do. The problem is when you open my closet, that is all you see. You just see navy in my closet. That's it, and black and white. But she did say something that was really good that I really never thought of, but upon reflection, I was like, that's very true. I like black too, but and we were using these colors very loosely, like black, white, blue. There are so many shades. And she was like, Joy, just be careful with the blacks. I forget what she said, but it could just be very severe. It could be like very aggressive. I'm like, but I look great in black. And I was like, wait. No, that's true. Because there have been times where I've put on a specific like black
like
dress or like a black shirt. And I'm like, oh, like my face went white versus just a slight shade down, not gray, but like in the middle, but I would call it black, but I'm like, that looks great. So I think what she said that my biggest takeaway was I still have colors that I like or I don't like, but pay more attention for the neutral girls, pay more attention to those shades. Pay attention to the shades because they're not all the same and they will come up very different differently for you.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest takeaway.
Yeah, that's a good one. I just assume like I put on black and I'm like Victorian immediately. It's like I poured powder on my face to make my skin even whiter.
Victoria.
Yeah, we're calling you Queen Victoria.
Yeah. So I'm just like, look, we're rolling with it.
That is
But
so
we
funny.
actually forgot to bring that up,
Yes.
which was for both of us, pastels are not good.
Absolutely. And that I was like, yes, totally. Been there, done that.
Which is unfortunate because, like you said, so many of these colors are very seasonal. And right now,
That's all there
everything
is.
I pass, like, oh, that's such a pretty dress. And I'm like, it's so pastel. It's going to wash me out
Yep. Yeah.
immediately. But that's what's everywhere.
Yep.
And it's like, I can't buy a spring dress in the winter. They don't have that available.
I told you guys this earlier today. I will only do pastels like in the dead of July and August when I've gotten a really nice tan because I just think it looks great versus now. Again, I would look sick. It would just look so not right.
There's like a small portion of my dress wardrobe area that is like, you will only wear this in 2 months of the end of the year when you are 10 and that is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
never
have
bring it up.
those tan months, so I never get to explore that. But do you guys remember the store that used to be Charming Charlie's? Did you
I've
ever
heard
go
of it,
into
yes.
that? Okay.
Heard of it, yes.
So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but it was primarily accessories, but I think they did have some clothes.
It's like a Claire's kind of, right?
Yeah, but huge.
Yeah.
And
I
it
remember
was color coded. So when you walked in, like it was like, this is the red section, this is the black section, this is the blue section. So my husband used to love to shop for me there because he's colorblind. So he just like, he'd be like, I know this matches because it's in the same section.
I never thought of that.
Which is hysterical. Yeah.
You should say
That's
like
funny.
colorblind friendly.
That's funny.
But I'm just thinking, like, why don't they have a store that is related to your color analysis so that you can
someone
go
needs
if
to
you
make
look
that
good in
happen.
jewel tones, if you look good in pastels.
Let's partner.
Yeah.
We have a pitch.
I'm just
for
thinking like
you.
that
That
makes
is
so
so
much
true.
sense. So you can find the
So
colors
true.
I will
year
say,
round that look good on you.
I mean, I haven't been into a Forever 21 in probably
Well,
5
they
years.
are disappearing. They just
gone?
filed bankruptcy for like the second time, and they're going to be on their
So
way
sad.
out.
I have not set foot in
So
that.
sad. Anyway, Forever 21, I definitely felt at one point, maybe they changed, you would go in and it wouldn't, like, I would actually be annoyed because certain things just, there was just racks of
It was
whites,
chaos.
racks of blues, but things that had nothing to do with each
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
So there has to be more organization
Yeah,
to
no,
it.
I don't want it just by color. I just want if you are a warm tones, this is your section.
I think that's a great
with
idea.
all of the
That
things.
is
If you are,
perfect.
just whatever, because then you can find sweaters in the winter during those colors. You can find dresses during the summer in those colors. Why are we not doing this, people? It seems so
Wow.
obvious.
This is like, yes.
Who wants to invest?
Who wants to
We're
invest?
ready. We're ready.
Come on, we need to
so
do this,
nice.
right?
So nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
really quick, we each brought a favorite clothing item in our closet.
I am not a boring person, I swear. However, I swear I have like some fun statement pieces that I've gotten over the years, whether gifts or maybe I splurged for myself. However, the prompt was bring your favorite clothing item. And I feel like it's not fair to bring something that I've worn twice in my life.
Yep.
So I brought my boyfriend jeans from Old Navy. And Old Navy's the only place where I will buy jeans.
Me too,
Actually.
actually.
Yeah. Which is funny because my sister will not, but like we have very different jean stores. And she's like, I'll never buy jeans there. And the place where she buys jeans, I'm like, I will never buy jeans there. Like they fit us totally different for some reason.
That's so funny.
But unfortunately, these are getting used into oblivion, and the hole in them that is supposed to be stylish is now just become a real hole.
You can't see on
see it,
camera right now, but that is my situation.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
started,
But
with the tiny
up
hole.
there.
I have looked for these jeans again there, like the same. They just
That's
don't
the
make them.
worst.
They don't make them mid-rise boyfriend loose. Oh, so comfy, so stylish. Don't exist anymore. So I'm gonna have to keep these like
You might
in
have
a glass case.
to be stocking Poshmark for those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, do I wash them? I mean, I probably should, but yeah, I would have to say these are my go-to run to. Like, if I'm like, oh crap, what am I going to put on? What am I going to wear to run somewhere? I mean, I'm wearing them 3 times a week probably.
Yeah.
They're my favorite clothing item.
So moving on to mine. Mine's, again, I don't want to say boring, but I'm just being very practical here.
We're being honest.
We're being honest. Do I want to say that I'm more interesting than this as well? Yes. But I just brought a pair of joggers because there comes a time when I am so over the leggings and I'm like, I am not putting these on in the morning at 8 a.m. or 7:30. I'm like, I don't want to teach in leggings anymore. So I don't want to also look like a hobo when I'm teaching. Like there's a balance between.
No, joggers were like the nice balance.
Yes, they're not like they're tapered. They're not super heavy. So, but they're warm enough that you can wear them in the winter. So these are some Athleta joggers. They are a little bit of a splurge, but I know that they will last. So, and when I tell you I'm wearing these probably 3 times a week, yes, because, and I'm washing them like every day. They go right into the wash. Like I do not recycle, but I don't wear anything really without washing it just because I'm moving, I'm sweating, like all of that. So it has to go in the wash. So I need it to be good quality. And I want it to last a long time if I'm putting money into it. So joggers are really my favorite thing ever in the entire world. That's it. Short and sweet.
These are all so reflective of our personalities.
I know. It's so true.
We have like practical. We have like staple, neutral.
Yeah.
Totally impractical. Okay. So yes, I decided to wear mine, which
I mean, they can
I think
see
they
that.
can see it.
It's
Listen,
literally this little bike ride.
we needed the full experience. Okay. It has like a cute little like keyhole at the top. It has like some fluttery sleeves.
Love it.
Yeah. So this I've had for a very, very long time.
Love this blue.
I'm
So pretty.
gonna be sad when it starts to disintegrate because it's floral, it's colorful, but I feel like it has like closer to the right tones. It's something I can wear in spring and summer without it being pastel. I love the material of
I
it.
love this little tie
Yeah,
here.
I
Yeah,
love
that's my favorite
this,
part.
which gives it some
It's not like a classic V-neck.
It's very
but
interesting.
It looks chic.
Yeah, I don't really like a lot of button downs in this material, and nowadays any type of blouse like this has like a tie, which I hate.
I don't like the tie.
Yeah, I don't like, and every single one I just want to like snip them. It makes me so
I have
angry.
seen you wear them though.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I really
You
I like
wear
them on
them.
her.
I wear them because I literally can't find anything else.
I really do like them
but
on her though.
it is a little bothersome to me. I think this might be Anthropology. And yeah, I just feel like this is me in a shirt.
Yeah.
And I love that I can like dress it up, dress it down. This is definitely one of my go-tos that has stuck around for a long time. For a while.
Yeah.
And I may not be willing to part with it. We'll see.
Yeah,
It's okay.
We'll see.
That's all of our favorites. I'm very interested to know what people lean more towards: pants or shirts. Like, what would they say their favorite item is? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's shoes. Maybe it's their favorite item, like the go-to shoe that they wear every day. Let us know in the comments, please. We want to know. Let us know about your color analysis. If our little veins trick helped you. If you want to follow Faith, we will put all of her stuff in the description. You can follow her on TikTok. She does really, really fun. She does a lot of different fun videos. She will also like go through like events that have just happened, like fashion shows or like big events, like I don't know, like the Emmys, and she will say what look she loves and what look she didn't. Definitely look her up, and most importantly, don't forget to enjoy the view wherever your ride takes you.